Hi, this is BM Sarah. Last month, I challenged myself to draw 100 heads in 10 days by spending 1 hour per day on it. The result? Drumroll please. I completed the challenge! Yay! Though I had spent on average 1.5 hours per day. So I thought to go through my sketchbook and share 5 lessons that I learned from this challenge. Let's get to it. Lesson number 1. Learn any one of the face frameworks before taking on this challenge. It will make life so much easier. Not gonna lie, I have done portraits before, so I'm already familiar with the Loomis method. It helps with identifying the correct position of the ears, eyes, nose, and mouth on the face. Still, I made mistakes on the distance between the eyes, the length of the forehead, the size of the head, and even the ear placements. There was one time I decided to start over when the ear was in the wrong position, just so the portrait would look believable. Which brings me to lesson 2, allow time to love the portraits. Not all of them would be amazing. I personally could not love the portraits right after the challenge because all I saw were flaws when comparing with the references. I also expected more from myself after each day. Although hyper-realistic portraits were not my goal, being able to identify the small inconsistencies made me a little upset. Can you tell that I'm a perfectionist? This was especially true in day 9 and day 10. However, after a good night's sleep, I discovered that I don't hate them as much anymore. They are good enough, because now, instead of comparing them to a reference, I saw tiny decisions that when put together form a detailed human face. Or maybe I just forgot what the reference looked like. Either way, it reminded me of the journey instead of the destination. I'm so philosophical. But there are still portraits that I hate to this day. Which brings me to lesson 3. Before starting the challenge, analyze the portraits from the day before. The ones that you love and the ones that you don't. What's the difference between those portraits? What's the gap between them? The answers gave me insights as to what I should change or continue doing. Well, I didn't like that there was too much distance between the eyes, so I shortened it. I was more mindful of the distance between the eyebrow and the hairline. Certain pen strokes in the wrong direction looks like facial hair, which was not supposed to be there. So I avoided them when I was hatching the shadows on the chin. The things that I wanted to continue doing were thicker outlines that define the portraits, darker shadows for depth, and a smaller upper lip. I also loved how stroke direction shows the curvature of the face when used correctly. And that's lesson number 4. Learn the techniques of the art tool. My choice was a ball pen because I did not want to spend time erasing mistakes and perfecting each portrait. That meant I had to use hashing for shadows. It was quickly apparent that the prominent direction of hashing sets the curvature of the face. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. Notice how round or flat the circle looks when different strokes are applied? It's the same for the face. If the tool was a pencil, smudging the portraits could blend the shadows better. Speaking of shadows, lesson number 5. Practice drawing sculptures. At first, I didn't want to draw sculptures. I thought, it's not a real human, it's not alive, I don't care for them. But after day 7, the day with sculptures overload, I changed my mind so quickly. It was fun. More fun than drawing human portraits. Not even joking. The shadows were very dark, very defined. There were so many details on the face, like it was just chef's kiss. It even deepened my anatomy knowledge because I learned that eye sockets should have angled strokes to show depth. There should be light shadows. Wait, that's an oxymoron. There should be lighter shadows connecting the nose to the corners of the mouth, especially when laughing or being furious. While there were some apathic expressions, most of them had really strong emotions, which shows how different parts of the face move in relation to each other. For example, the eyebrows compress, the nose bridge scrunches up, and the upper lip elevates when someone is growling. All the eyebrows lower and the eyes look up from under them when glaring. Thanks to the sculptors, I learned a lot from their art. That should be the 5 lessons that I learned, and here's a bonus one. Enjoy the journey. I had a lot of fun sharing the results during the 10 days with my family and friends. It's a huge confidence boost when I saw how much I improved from the first 10 portraits. If you have enjoyed this video so far and would like to learn more as I explore my art journey, hit the subscribe button. Thank you! There will be lots of ups and downs, and it'll be really fun for you to witness my successes and my failures. So to recap, here are the 5 lessons that I've learned. Study a face framework before starting this challenge. Allow time to love the portraits. Analyze the portraits. Learn the techniques of the art tool. Draw sculptures. Or in other words, learn from other artists. And the bonus one, enjoy the journey. Thank you. I'll catch you in the next one. Have an awesome day. You're still here? In that case, I'll give you a little bonus. If you're wondering, after the 100 Heads challenge, could you draw a portrait without a reference? I would say maybe. Here's a face I drew without a reference before the challenge. And here's the faces I drew after. Granted, a week had passed since then, but still, I don't think the results would have been any different. So that will be improvement, but drawing faces out of imagination deserves its own challenge. I just find it easier to draw from references now. It is better to spend 15 hours over the course of 10 days learning facial anatomy to draw a face out of imagination. So, if that's your goal, the 100 Hits challenge is not for you. Okay, that's all I have to share for my bonus section. Thank you! Have an awesomer day!